Hello, this is Dr. Aeronautics, and today we'll be doing the Beach 5 mission. Sorry for the huge delay. My headphones broke, and I've been having to improv the whole time with some earbuds instead. You might note that the headphones I was using are like pretty much every other headphones, and that is they have too many moving parts, and they meet at one tiny little plastic point. Now, I don't know why. I guess it's for marketing gimmicks, but I don't have a problem with an all-metal headphones that are made of, like, iron, and they don't move except for a single joint above your hair so that you can put them on and take them off. And then for padding, all you have to do is just put fabric around it. And then when the padding goes bad, you just change it. But people are stubborn for some reason. Okay, so Beach 5. We've had success with the first four beach missions. You might remember last time we increased the capacity of the Norsden rocket to become an Atlas rocket capable of orbit, and we're going to be doing Beach 5 this time, which is launching the command module or capsule into orbit temporarily, only for a couple minutes, and then we're going to issue the retro sequence, and we're going to test the heat shield at the orbital velocity to make sure that we don't burn up. So the capsule has already been put on top of the rocket, but I need to move the rocket to the launch pad. And then we're going to position the recovery ship, then we're going to count down and launch, and then we're going to show the reentry, and I guess just initially recovering the capsule. Actually, no, I want to make this episode short, so we'll just end with the reentry after it hits the ground. And then we're going to drive the capsule to the integration and test facility, where we're going to prepare it for Beach 6, which is the big mission where I go into orbit. And that's going to be very exciting. Okay, so I have very exciting news from the Beach 4 mission. You might remember we put Image 1 into orbit, and we came by and tracked its data. Well, while we were tracking it, I can show you what it was doing. You might recognize this. This is, courtesy of MC Edit, a picture of the Space Center taken from the satellite in its inclination. So you can actually see the prograde velocity vector is on this side, the right side of the screen. The retrograde is on the left. North is up here, and south is down here. And you can actually see this is June Lake. This is route N1, which I meant. You can actually see the highway here. And you can actually see the two runways that we built. The B1, which I have, the F-104 is currently not here. Here's the tower for Pad 30 and Pad 30. This is the vehicle assembly building, and this is the orbiter processing facility here. And here we have Pad 20, which we'll be using today, Pad 40, and Pad 10, and you can actually see the towers there. The ship is not visible, but you can see actually here the freight vessel. And I was able to get a few other ones, like for example this island here, this island here, this island here, and just some more islands. So the good news is the orbit that we've put it into has given us enough data to create, wait for it, the very first whole space maps of Norsden Land. Now you'll notice there are a few gaps. That's due to data limitations and licensing, and most of all the fact that the craft only stayed in orbit for like a day or two before coming down. But we got enough for a day and a night of Norsden Land. And one of the things that I noticed about this is that you can actually see New Venice, which is here, and the Space Center here from space. Like if I zoom all the way in, the resolution on this is 1 pixel per meter. In other words, we can see every single block that's down there. And I just want to point out a couple things here. This would be pad 10, 30, 20, and 40. Here's the 2 runways. Here's the B1. Here's June Lake. This would be South Point East, South Point West. And you can actually see this color is the highway, and the railroads, this is line 2, the southern line, show up as orange. So I've done GIS here. Here's our islands out of the launch pad. Here's Tracker Island. And you can see all of Norsden Land. So for example, here's the Tetrium jungle, and we can actually follow up the southern line and route N1 all the way to this, which is Buzzacundra Beach, and here's my F-104 Starfighter parked right at the facility. And then we continue moving north. Here's B-145. Here's the place where I normally park my destroyer, but it's being parked down here at the Space Center to assist with recovery ops. And then here is New Venice itself. I have a neat night picture of New Venice where you can actually see it. Now this down here is that little window to the underground railroads down here, New Venice Central Station, which is underneath. And here is line 3. Here is the airship, which is parked here. Our oxygen gear right now has been shipped down from, what is this? New Venice Airport. And we can actually follow route N1, goes underneath the harbor there, and we can just continue. Here's another tunnel from N1. You can go all the way up. Here's Comstock. I don't want to spend too much time. Here's OS. Here is the what is this? Boeing whoa, careful. Airbus A340 that we made. And we flew down to Norsden Land, Antarctica. Here is the southern autumn forest, the northern autumn forest, which shows up a nice purple. Here is the largest lake, and I've begun naming these lakes here. This is the western rainforest, and here is the redwood forest, the Great Redwood Forest. Unfortunately, it shows up as purple because of the program that I'm using, which I think is Minecraft mapping. It's one of the two. Anyway, so here is the end of the transcontinental line. You can actually see it here where it intersects route N100, the westernmost north-south route. Here's Sonnevan, what I was talking about earlier. The Sonnevan Library is on a cliff face here, which you can kind of see. There's coloration due to high altitudes here. And here's Westport. So I've actually been doing work with this and been doing GIS. Now here is my favorite, Norsden Land at night. You can actually see inhabited areas. The brightest areas, for example, are here, 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 and here. And all of them are inhabited. So let's start with this one. So the bright areas here are all the night lights at Westport. And then we can actually move to, where was the other one I put out? It was here. This is, I believe, Olstead, the town of Olstead. And then the other bright section here is Oss. And then we can move to Comstock. So you can actually see the runway lights here at Comstock and the actual city lights there. Here is the brightest place of all, New Venice, which we've lit up. So that is... Actually, not time yet. That is the New Venice lights. And the ship is so... The freight ship is so big that I can actually see its lights from space. So if I park it here, I can actually figure out where it is. Here's the runways and the Space Center. Not quite as bright, but the lights are... There's more lights, but they're sparse. So it's not quite as bright as it is at New Venice. Here's the destroyer, also lit up so you can see it. And all of the nighttime lighting. There's the B1. You can actually see its lights were not on. Okay, now finishing up here. Um, some of the stations are visible. Like, for example, the stations have lights at them. So this is the South Point East station, and some of them give away their positions. Like, I can find Wilderness Stop number 1 on the 5 line, the Frontier line, just from the single station light that it gives off. And it's somewhere up here in the north. I think, yeah, this is the Tundra Gate station, for example. Let's see if I can find Wilderness Stop number 1. I think this is it right here, because this orange indicates that there's a railroad. But anyway, so you can see all the inhabited lands here. And so one interesting thing that I did was GIS mapping. So for example, here is the official biomes map. You can see the biomes are segmented off by the orange. I believe we have 14 recognized biomes. And the two-parter biomes are separated by the yellow markers here. So if we separated the central tundra into the south and north central tundra, here would be the dividing lines here. Same thing with the autumn woods. This is the marker here, so everything in here is the south autumn woods. Everything up here is the north autumn woods. And now you can see all of the biomes that we have in Norsden Land. This is a roads map, very hard to see from above, but if I zoom all the way in, you might remember Norsden Land's Tours 1, where we took W45 from the east coast all the way to the west coast, and then here is its intersection with the proposed route N50, which goes right down the middle, trunk line, and here is where it intersects route N100 on the west coast. And we can see route N1 on the east coast, which goes all the way from Forest Point all the way down to the Adium Coast near South Point East. I think I have a name for this area, but I haven't had it labeled here. And then what I went into doing is labeling every little single tiny feature of Norsden Land. I'm nowhere near finished, but I've been trying to name everything I can, every single feature that I've seen. So there's like these little areas here. I'm going to name these islands. I forget, like, I need to name this mainland. This is Eastport here. I have the lake next to it named. For example, I have the beach here, Buzzicundra Beach, labeled. Here's the spelling in case you've ever wanted to know how that's spelled. And here are islands. We're actually going to do our tracking for this episode on North Orbit Island. So that's what we're going to be putting our tracking camera and looking at the reentry on. I've named the lakes here, June Lake and July Lake, which are down here at the south, which ironically enough were supposed to be named for high temperature events, but end up being low temperature events because, surprise, surprise, the equator is right here. So June Lake and July Lake actually are winter lakes, but being at 3 degrees and 7 degrees south, it's not a problem. Okay, I gotta move faster. So here's the places map, which I might have referenced earlier, just the random old things which have now been outdated. And here's one of my favorite maps. I've divided Norsden Land into, let's go to the legend up here, 3 regions, 15 areas, and 40 metros, with the principal cities marked as square and the other cities marked as a circle. So here's the 3, Northern Norsden Land, Western Norsden Land, and Eastern Norsden Land. And then if we zoom in to them, you can see the 5 areas that make them up. For example, in Eastern Norsden Land, we have Forest, Central Country, Mid-Adium Coast, Tetrium Coast, and South Acane. And then if I zoomed into South Acane, you can now see the 3 metros that make it up, Owlstat, Stardune, and South Point. And then if I zoom into an actual area, like for example, if I did it on Buzzicundra Beach, within the Mid-Adium Coast region, or area rather, you can now see 2 cities, Buzzicundra Beach, which is the principal city the metro is named after, and Enryburg, another city that's named. And after all the exploring that I've done before I went to space, there were no new surprises as to cities that I've never seen, except one. I have this marked as a star because I saw what looks like a couple buildings. I've only passed through this area one time when circumnavigating, and I went from here to here, so I never got a close look at the city. But after this episode, I'm going there. And for example, the 6th line, the southwest line, whenever I go to Gigapolis, the line connects the Transcontinental near national parks through Sesquinshift, Holtwell, Conakry, and Gigapolis. But this doesn't get close enough to whatever this place is. So I have to go there and confirm if indeed it is a city or if it's just a pattern recognition by my brain. And then here finally is the map of all of the train lines here with all of the stations marked in dots. So of course I can just zoom this in for you guys who love to do mapping. Here is the 4 line. Let's go really far in so that you can see its path. The 5th line, the frontier line, going all the way up into the north, and the southwest line going down to Gigapolis. And here is the legend. Pause it if you want to see it. Okay, so we've got a lot of stuff to do today. So basically we have to run through this entire countdown again, and then we launch, and then we terminate launch tracking and do reentry tracking at 5 minutes. Now, the rocket's very powerful. It takes 4 minutes to reach orbit. So then what I do is we're targeting a reentry cutout velocity in feet per second, because this is the 50s and they used really abstract units. Not meters per second. No, we're going to use feet per second. Ooh, look at us. We're so special. I'm just doing it because I want the experience of 50s rocket launching. So, and then for you meter guys out there, I love meters. I promise after Apollo we're switching to meters and I will not go back. So here is the orbital velocity in feet per second. The ascent time, therefore calculating an average acceleration and downrange of the cutoff of the main engines, and the downrange in miles. And then I have a landing window where we can safely bring the capsule down without hitting Africa or Norsden Land. And then the distance to Bermuda, which is the analog for North Orbit Island, where we're going to be placing the reentry tracking cameras. The distance to the distance of coasting in orbit to Bermuda. And then if we have the time of the coast and then add on the time that it takes to the ascent time here, we get the full time to Bermuda, and we want reentry to occur over that. So that corresponds with 7 minutes 29 seconds after launch is when we program a retro fire, or the retro sequence. And the retro sequence will burn to slow the craft down by like 180 meters per second. And the orbit team has told me that 35 north, 55 west will be an accurate landing site. So now I have to calculate where I need the recovery vessel to go so that we can position it and then determine where that goes down. So excuse me for a minute while I do the calculations for the recovery vessel, where to position that in Minecraft. Okay, so I have the numbers now. Delta latitude is 8.5 degrees to the north. Delta longitude is 25.5 degrees to the west. And that corresponds to moving in Minecraft 578 meters north and 1,522 meters east. So now I need to get the coordinates of the launch pad, and then from there we should be able to go to get a coordinates for the recovery vessel, where to place that. So I will see you guys out at the pads. If any of you guys listening are devs for the Technic ModPack launcher, let me just start off by saying I absolutely detest that. And by detest, I mean hate it so much I would like to staple every code on every single machine it's ever been installed in to the center of engine 5, the F1 engine on a Saturn V rocket, and light the candle. It's annoying. It's like a commercial. Every time I try and open Volts, I have to go to mod packs and then select Volts. I have to log in every single time. It is really annoying. So please change it if you're listening, devs. Okay. Here is the coordinates that we have. So, northness is 4956. Eastness is 1227. Hopefully you guys like that kind of terminology as much as I do. So to go north, that will take us to 578. 5534, and that's a negative number, for the Z value. And for the X value, that will take us out to plus 2749. So we're probably going to be almost all the way to Africa. I'm going to put the tracking cameras there. Okay, I'm standing on a launch pad, and I forgot to check that the pad warning system indicates a green light. And it does. Good. Because if not, I would have to file a report for that. Okay. I'm so tired of having to manually reset this switch. And it's only when I leave the game that I have to do that. Okay, so T-minus 37 hours. Confirm that the pad warning system for 20 indicates green. I should actually specify that it's pad 20 next time. Check. Okay, move the integrated rocket to the launch pad. I'm going to do this off screen because it's going to take a lot of positioning, and if I get this wrong, it's really going to ruin my day. So I will see you guys after I have moved the integrated rocket to the launch pad. This is quite an awkward position to be in. I actually do not know how I'm free-floating. I fell off the block, and I'm still somehow attached to it. I guess you could say I'm hanging on by my fingertips. But now I'm going to go ahead and whee! Yeah. Okay. Okay, I think things are alright. We just need to check the base and make sure perfect. Okay, everything looks great. We just have to move the rocket 1 more meter over, and then it'll be in position. Good news, everybody. The rocket is perfectly positioned. So all we have to do now is just remove this old scaffolding that we used on the Redstone rocket. It's funny because Redstone is actually in Minecraft. Okay, and proceed to this level, which was designed for this rocket. Now let's see. Yeah, that's the capsule. Could you imagine if a real NASA engineer mistook this? They're like, gee, is that the capsule? I'm curious to know how many hours of retraining he or she would need. Okay, we seem to be pretty hooked up. I'm going to jump off because I can. Because when you're in classified territory, you can use any kind of weird techie gear you want. Alright, and just drop to the parking level, which is 79. Come on, drop on me. 79, come on. No, not 78. 79, not 80. This thing is so flimsy, it's ridiculous. 79, come on. You would think that being a NoLSA engineer, we would have access to the latest and greatest, but you would be surprised, especially for the gantry. Okay, as long as this doesn't connect to anything. Okay, that side looks good. This side looks good. If you're unfamiliar with the Archimedes ship mod, basically if you touch something, you become part of it. Okay, we're all set. And now it is time for a sleep. Let's go to the astronaut bedroom. Crap, that's stone, so I can't break it. Wait, I want these doors. Perfect. Well, actually, you know what? I am an astronaut, so... I guess I'm asking myself if I mind sleeping here. Which doesn't really make sense. In fact, I might stop being an astronaut if I start asking myself if I mind sleeping here. Okay, check of things to do next. Okay, so I appear to have done some stuff without realizing it, so let me just update you guys on what I did. Let's get close enough so you can see it there. You can see if I turn the field of view a little bit. T-minus 24 hours, which we're there now. We attached the rocket to the pad. You can see the spokes there, which are supporting the rocket on the side there. And now we're positioning the recovery vessel. So in order to do that, oh, never mind. We're going to use the helicopter. I was going to suggest using our NoLSA SkyTrain because this is why we installed it, but the helicopter is going to... It would be pointless because we have to fly the helicopter over to it anyway. And the other thing that I was saying is the recovery is going to take us a very long time to get out to the recovery zone because we're going so far... We're pretty much going to be off the map. We're going to be so far east, we're going to be pretty much off the map. So it's going to take a long time to get into position, which means we need to leave now. It's pretty close. I almost crashed into the water tower. Alright. Let's put the helicopter... one above on the foredeck. I forget what the complex military naval term is for that. Okay, 69, which means we park at 70. Perfect. For once it actually worked. Dismount, and now we simply attach the helicopter. Perfect. We're all set. So just... eat some, and now we have to find the pilot's room again. Perfect timing. The time is currently 100. Is that in decimal hours or something? Wait, so it's noon, right? Noon. It's zero for midday. What? Oh, one's. Wait a minute. What? Is this binary time or something? The time is currently 1. Okay, so apparently 0 is midday? Is it a 12-hour clock? Maybe it's a 12-hour clock. Anyway, I'll figure it out. Not on this level. Ah, here it is. Okay, and we're parked south, so we'll have to remember to park it south. We go ahead and allow the game to save before I attempt to move. And here we go! Oh shoot, am I dragging the dock? No, I'm not. Thank goodness. Okay, thank goodness for that. I also seem to be moving very slow for some reason. I thought the thing was faster than this. That is actually a very good point. I don't usually drive this slow. In fact, I'm not moving at all. Am I, like, shoaled up on something? Okay, newsflash. Apparently I was shoaled up on something. Not sure why, but I was. Okay, so let's do the north first. So we're going north to 5534. I have to watch my speed when I go into areas that I've never been before, because if you do that, then there is a slight chance, and it has happened to me before, that your ship will get away from you and then continue moving at the maximum speed for infinity, which means I would lose it forever, and I kind of don't want that. Man, we're going really far out. I will tell you, that rocket is one powerful thing to be going this far out. It's ridiculous. And this is a, like, 1 to 5,280... Wait a minute, no. It's in kilometers, so it's 1 to 6,000... No, not 6,070. What is this? Kilometers in a... No, it's feet in a kilometer. It's 1 to 3,280 scale, which is just ridiculous when you think about how far these things are going. But actually, you know what? This thing's going into orbit, so never mind. I was about to say, for a ballistic, that's pretty darn far, but it's not a ballistic. It's actually going into orbit. Oh my gosh, I hope we don't run into Africa. That would be a little bit awkward. Be like, hey guys, we didn't mean to land our craft here. It just kind of came down here. Okay, we're now over 2,000 east. So we now should be further east than all of Norsden Land. And since I don't think I have a dinghy. If I do, I'll use that to get back, but if not... Wow, look at how deep the ocean is here. There's like, okay, finally an island. I was about to say, there's been no islands going this far out. Okay, we're finally at the Z value that we need to be at. And we're going off the map now. I was about to say, there are no islands out here. It's like, once you get about 1,000 miles off the coast, it's just all deep water. Which is good, because it allows me to drive the craft, and I don't like that glitchiness. Okay, well this thing is useless now. We're in uncharted waters, I guess you could say. I have been this far east before, so I know there is land on the other side, but just not recently. 2749, we still have... Did I shoal up? Yes, I did. Alright, let's see... Yeah, it doesn't help not having the map here, because I can't tell what's deep and what isn't. So I have to kind of, like, fish my way through. And now it's getting dark. That's not good, because that's going to make it even harder for me to figure this one out. I guess I'll have to spend a night on the ship, and I will not sleep, because sleeping is very dangerous on Archimedes' ship. Oh crap! That is Africa, and by Africa I mean a giant ice field. Boy, hopefully it's the ice that I'm going to be landing on. So you could be in trouble here. Why the heck is there no window? There should be a glass pane in there. Okay, we might be in trouble now. Let me see, who's across from... Actually, wait, no, it's North Africa. If North Africa cares, then I send a rocket into the Sahara Desert. I mean, I understand it's not my land, but it's a freaking empty desert. I'm not going to hurt anyone. Okay, let's go ahead and park here. Whoops. I thought C was to... oh, well, whatever. Alright, wish me luck. And we survived. Okay. Alright, so I've parked the ship as close to Africa as I can. Let's see what that clock says now. It's currently 30. This makes no sense. Actually, wait a minute. So this is... Oh, no. It gives decimal time. Oh. Decimal time sucks. Wait a minute. This clock is wrong. What the heck? Did we, like, travel to the future? Or travel at the speed of light? Because this clock is not right. No, that is not the right time. What the heck is with this thing? There's some sort of weird time dilation thing going on. Alright, let's check our stores for that dinghy. I thought I brought a dinghy. Yes, I did. Perfect. Okay. And now it's just a matter of getting down to, it's 5534. So let's go down to 5534. Actually, you know, it's kind of a good idea not to be exactly on the target, because if you are, there's a risk that it's actually going to hit the ship, which is not a good thing. So I guess it's a good thing that it can't actually get to the target. However, okay, here's 5534. However, if we hit land, that's not going to be good. So the ocean is only 1,600 miles across? I thought it was more than that. But anyway, whatever. And 2749 is the X value. I'm curious to know how many of you think that I'm going to forget that it's night out and therefore get my butt whooped by a bunch of zombies and stuff, but no, I didn't forget. I know it's night. Okay, 2749. Oh dear. Oh, we might not hit it. Oh, 3, whatever. We're 3 meters onto the land. No one's gonna care. It doesn't look like anyone lives here anyway. Actually, I should probably mark this on the map. Die. Okay. It was a zombie. Okay. 5534 2749. Yes. 49. Perfect. And this'll be... Ooh, I like that color. This'll be... Capsule target. Okay. There it is. So it's about 1,700 miles out. There it is. Okay, and now having the dinghy, we'll just go straight back to the Space Center. Alright, full speed ahead. Well, that was a little bit scary. For the first time ever, I heard my computer wow. Let's say things right. I heard my computer fan spin up. Like, it went... I've never heard that before, which scares me. Don't grow old on me yet, computer. You still have plenty of lifetime left. I still have to fly the Apollo missions and everything on it. Not to mention all the fun stuff we're going to do after we reach tech year 2015. Like fusion generators. Not spoiling anything. To be honest, I think in 1962 they probably... Well, this isn't 62, this is 61. I'm pretty sure in 1961 they were I'm pretty sure they knew about fusion by 1962. I mean, they knew about fission in the 30s. So, and there has been some fusion anyway done in 2015. So, yeah, that's legit. That's totally legit. Okay, it's going to take a while to get back to the Space Center, so I'm just going to pause the video. I will stop, however, when we get to Orbit Island, because that's actually kind of neat to see. Okay, well that took way longer than it should have to position the recovery vessel. But anyhow, here is North Orbit Island. I've never been here before, so I figured since I'm passing through, I'll check it out. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Wow. I did not realize I was that good of a shot. Oh my gosh. You know what we have to do now, right? Alright, so this is actually a two-parter island. Three-parter? No, that's a different association. That's probably... South Orbit Island is... Yeah, that's probably part of South Orbit Island. Did I get paid for that? No, I did not. Oh well. So yeah, here's North Orbit Island, the furthest out island that we know of. Actually, you know what? There may be other islands out there that we can't see, but it's unlikely because it looks like the ocean gets considerably deeper from here on out. But yeah, here is this a sea cave? No, it's not. Wow, what a cliff. That goes all the way down. So that's one of our recovery islands. Alright, I'm going to fly through the geyser, and then after I go through the geyser... Is that clay? That is clay. After I go through the geyser, I'll pause the video until we get back. The next thing is securing the facility. Alright, here we go. Oh, wait a minute. It doesn't... Oh, man. It doesn't work with oil. Or no, it doesn't work with... I guess you have to have Archimedes Ships mod to use it. I should still be able to go into the... whatever. I'm not going to waste my time with it. See you guys back at the Space Center. Well, actually, you know what? We're just going to see... what is it? North and South Ball Island. So I guess it's worth... showing you guys North and South... Oh, that's interesting. North and South Ball Island, because we've... Wait a minute. No, we've been out here before. For the recovery of Beach 3. Okay, never mind. Recovery vessel is in place. So at T-minus 3 hours, 50 minutes, we now confirm that the pad warning system is green, and it is. So we are all set. So now we connect launch pad power. Which one of these is... It's this one. Alright, I am connecting launch pad power now. Power is now connected to the launch pad. Connect pad, launch pad logic circuits. Logic circuits are now connected, which means we issue the pad warning system yellow. The pad warning system does not indicate yellow. Is this a manual override switch? Perhaps it would be a good idea to show what this actually is. That's a NOR. What would be NOR logic? Not good. We did not indicate yellow. We should be indicating yellow. I hope it was just that it got stuck in that bad position. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem with the pad warning system. So we're going to go into a hold, and if we can't troubleshoot the issues, we might have to scrub the launch. I swear to God, if an Enderman removed something down here, I am going to be so pissed. I could not fix the problem in time, so the launch has been scrubbed for the day. Alright, it worked. Guess what it was? I just had to jiggle the switch. I'm not even kidding. I tore up all this stuff again, exposing all this logic, and all it needed was a jiggling of the switch. Let's try it again. Green. Yeah, that looks green. Yellow. Yeah, that looks yellow. Green. Yeah, that looks green. And that looks yellow. Wow. Okay, now I have to cover this all up again. Okay, the schedule changed a bit, but let's confirm that the pad warning system indicates yellow. It does. Perfect. Now we can proceed with the count. We're going to close the pad access gate now. I have special permission to access the pad one more time to change the retro sequence, or jam the retro sequence to what we want it to be. Pad access gate has been closed. Now we need to activate the launch tracking equipment. Why does this one say yellow now? Please just turn to green when I issue the command. See, this one's lucky. This one actually has the stuff above ground, unlike that one, which has it all underground. Okay, good. It's green. And that one's yellow. Perfect. Okay. Tracking equipment. I'll do this off screen. Okay, as indicated here, the tracking radar is up and operating, so we're all set to go. I love how the steam funnels make it actually look real. And the best thing about this is we're building them bigger and bigger, so they're now getting so big that the meter is getting smaller and smaller, and it looks more and more like reality. Okay, the capsule ground checks have been completed, so now with their ground checks with the capsule, so now with special permission, I'm going to access the launch infrastructure now and configure the retro sequence time in the capsule to 0 hours, 7 minutes, 29 seconds. It helps being able to fly. Okay, so now I'm up on the who knows what level, and I'm going to quick fly over to the capsule, set the reentry retro sequence fire clock, and then we'll be done. So just hop in the capsule here. Okay, and we're in the capsule now. All we should have to do is just jam this retro sequence here where it says retrograde time. We need to, it's going up. We need to, yes, decrease that. Bring that down to, what's the time? We need to bring this down to 7 minutes 29 seconds. So it's going to be a little bit, so I'm going to pause the video until we get there. Okay, here now we're coming down to the time we want, which is 7 minutes 29 seconds. So I'm going to slow this down when we get close enough. Okay, there's 10. Alright, let's slow it. 7 minutes, 29 seconds. So let's get this guy going down to 7:29. Whoop. Careful. Come on. Seven minutes, 29 seconds. That is what we want. And we should be all set now. Alright, 7 minutes, 29 seconds to retrograde time. Okay, check. Alright, let's get out of the capsule before it launches. Now it's time to jump this wagon. So long, good launch. And now it's time for the go, no-go polls. So let's just drop into the launch control center for that. Oh man, I wanted to have a better entrance than that. It's embarrassing. Okay. Range. Range should be go. Oh, whoops. Hang on a sec. No. It's not time for that. Range is go. Okay. Recovery is go. Pad. Let's check pad one more time. Pad is go. And of course the payload is good. Rockets. Rocket is go. Launch control is go. And weather right now is go. Okay. Okay, we're all go for launch. So now we can proceed with the T-minus 5 minute count. On my mark. And picking up with the count in 3, 2, 1, mark. T-minus 5 minutes and counting. I'm now issuing the T-minus 5 minute pad warning. Danger! Danger! Launch about to commence. We'll have to check that thing. There's probably some bird nests in it or something because it started glitching out. Okay. Alright, at T-minus 3 minutes, range control arms the launching sequencer. We're now at T-minus 4 minutes, 20 seconds and counting. Minecraft should make one of those pump things that you can just pump and then go along the rail with, because it's annoying to have to warm up a train to just go down the thing when there's thing. Okay, pad 20 is blue. So we're arming the blue one. T-minus 3 minutes, 50 seconds. I'm gonna pause until we get to 3 minutes for the sake of time. Okay, 3 minutes, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Range control has activated the pad 20 launching sequencer. We're going to check that the pad warning system indicates a red light, and if so, we are go for launch. Pad 20 indicates red. We are go for launch. T-minus 2 minutes, 30 seconds and counting. We're going to be issuing the second pad warning at T-minus 2 minutes. T-minus 2 minutes and 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pad sequence warning initiated. Danger! Clear the launch area. Clear the launch area now. I always love doing this. check and make sure all of our doors are shut, because this is going to be a big one. I'm having flashbacks now to when we put the tiny little missile on it. Now it's just a crazy big rocket. T-minus 1 minute 20 seconds. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit again. Minus 45. Minus 40. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20. 15, we are still go for launch. And T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff of the Beach 5 mission. Unmanned for the purpose of testing the heat shield. Okay, tracking has begun. Okay, vehicle is pitching down. We have 75 degrees of pitch. Five kilometers in altitude. Supersonic. .60 of pitch. 30,000 feet in altitude. Speed now approximately 1,200 miles per hour. Okay, the vehicle is continuing to pitch down. We have 35 degrees of pitch right now. Velocity is approximately 3,000 miles per hour. Altitude is now 125,000 feet. We're now 1 minute 45 seconds into the flight. Altitude now approximately airspeed approximately now 5,000 miles per hour. Altitude is 200,000 feet. Vehicle pitch is approximately 27 degrees. Airspeed now approximately 6,000 miles per hour. Oops. Let's go ahead and fix that before it becomes annoying. That was funny. I wasn't expecting that. Altitude now 60 miles. Airspeed now 7,000 miles per hour. I believe we are now operating on the second stage, as indicated by the chart there. Orbit still looking right on the money. Everything looks fine. Now 2 minutes 50 seconds into the flight. Vehicle pitch angle is now negative. As the vehicle is attempting to compensate for the orbit that is forming. Airspeed now over half of what it needs to be for a successful orbit. Acceleration is now over 2 Gs, as measured by the radar. And the vehicle is now so far downrange that it is about to go over the horizon. "100 miles in altitude, speed now approximately 11,000 miles per hour. For you metric guys that just absolutely hate feet and miles, just here's your ground speed, here's your altitude. I'm simply converting. Okay, Mach 9. Pressures are now zeroing out, which is good. Orbit is forming real nice. Acceleration is now over 4 Gs. We're at 4.5 Gs right now. Airspeed is approximately 14,000 miles per hour, and the altitude is approximately 107 miles. Okay, hopefully we will be able to see what the orbit is before it goes over the horizon. Expecting main engine cutoff in just a few seconds. Acceleration is now at 7 Gs, and we have main engine cutoff. Okay, guys, we're here again. Unfortunately, the simulator crashed, so I had to reload it if things look a little bit different. But anyway, we're now 5 minutes and 20 seconds into the flight. We should be getting pretty close to where we are now. We're expecting retro fire when this value up here reads 749.7. The vehicle should turn around and we should get a retro fire sequence. We should be looking west now, and the vehicle should be coming overhead very shortly. We're at 39.65. Yeah, so the vehicle should be almost directly above me right now. There is a very limited capacity to track in Orbiter, but I might be able to see if we can get a nav fix if I do. No, that's not going to work. Oh well. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see anything, but that's okay. Just as long as the vehicle turns around. We should be 50 seconds now from the turnaround. So we have a good orbit right now, 173 by 284 kilometers, or about 107 by 200. I'm sorry, 107 by 170 miles. Okay, retro fire should be coming up very soon. The vehicle we should see here should be turning around to 270 degrees to prepare for the retro fire and burn approximately 100 meters per second to slow the vehicle down enough to re-enter. Okay, here it comes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Retro sequence. Okay, now any moment now, hopefully the vehicle will be turning around. Come on, buddy, just go ahead and turn around for me. What's taking so long? Come on and turn around. Oh man, what the heck? We should have turned around by now. I'm pretty sure it has to turn around. Unless it goes straight into... oh, hang on. Oh, what's up with the airspeed? Is something delayed? The airspeed has suddenly gone down, indicating an engine fire, but I don't see any sort of correspondence on this MFD. What the heck? This is really weird stuff. Well, any other way, I mean, we're gonna get retro fire at some point if it's not when it's supposed to. I mean, I guess this is what happens when you put a vehicle that's meant to be manned in space unmanned. But the vehicle should be turning around. I'm not sure why it's not doing that. So we're now 9 minutes and 50 seconds into the flight now. We're going to be going over Africa pretty soon. And I need to see if I can troubleshoot what the heck is going on. Hey guys, it's me. My engineers figured out the problem. The issue is the retro sequence time isn't finalized until BECO. When I went into the craft, I had jammed the time when the time is designed to reset itself after launch because of that. The good news is we were able to manually jam a command from the ground. So we can actually get the... this would be east. Okay. So we couldn't get... the spacecraft to fire retro sequence when we wanted it to initially, but now we can. We've jammed the command, and they've jammed it for. We have to go over Africa, and then we can bring it down. So it's going to be a little bit, and we did some quick insta math. So hopefully this is right. If it's wrong, it's going to come down in Africa. I don't want that. Norsden Land doesn't want that. And I'm going to bet Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda don't want that either. So, yep, international cooperation here. In simulation, of course. So now the new time is up here time 1858. So we have about 800 seconds or a little bit over 10 minutes. So this is going to be a much longer flight than anticipated, and the capsule could be sitting for days while my recovery ship goes to get it. But I'm not going to bother waiting around 800 seconds, so I'll pause the video and we'll come back about 30 seconds before retro sequence, and then hopefully we'll see turnaround. See you guys then. Okay. We should be expecting retro fire in just about 1 minute. So, good news is I found a tracking site that was able to pick up on the system, so we're able to keep on monitoring it. And I have the tracking camera here monitoring it. I'm hoping that we get a turnaround in just about 30 seconds. So we have to turn, not much because the vehicle has spun under its own inertia, to face, and then we should get a delta V between 150 200 meters per second. I'm going to be reading that and watching for that. We should see a sharp drop on the airspeed graph, and the altitude rate should null and then decrease. Okay, here we come. 10 seconds to retrograde sequence. I sure hope it works this time. 3, 2, 1, retrograde. Come on, spin around. I'm hoping it's just going to take a couple seconds. Man, what are you doing? I'm just waiting for it because the telemetry said that retro sequence is occurring. So we should be seeing something really soon. I absolutely despise doing this because it's like cheating, but are you serious? Did the retro pack actually jettison? Oh my god, the retro pack jettisoned. I don't know how to say this other than mission failed. I mean, this happens from time to time with spacecraft and stuff, but geez, I mean, the retro pack jettisoned and we're still in orbit, so that was a complete failure of the mission. We're gonna have to do this again, so I'm gonna attempt another run off camera. Because we have to get this to work. I'm not going up in it until I'm 100% sure that it is going to get me down from space when I want it to. So I thank you guys for joining me, and I will see you guys next time for Beach 6. Bye-bye.